When we have an opening, they say, oh, is Banksy coming? Then I always say, oh, is Jesus coming to the Mass on Sunday? You know what I mean? We know the answer, no. My name is Stefan Kessler. I'm the owner of the Kessler Gallery in Southampton and in New York. I have galleries and I'm dealing especially with Banksy street art works since a couple of years, and I'm very happy about this. For myself, I have decided only to go into Banksy. He's the king of street art. There's a demand for Banksy walls because there are not so many. 70–80% of them get destroyed, and they're relatively price reasonable. If you compare the value of these Banksys with some Damien Hirst or some Basquiat or whatever, it's still very, very, very reasonable. We sold works of his from $250,000, and the highest one we sold was 1.1 million. This was a slave labor boy from London.
Me molesta un poco porque el artista lo hace con una mentalidad y algún propósito y cambian todo el propósito por lo que ya, por dinero, que es lo que básicamente se dañan todos los buenos propósitos, pero es parte de igual Banksy de alguna manera u otra pues ayudó a que el artista urbano sea más respetado por los precios que se venden las piezas. Ha hecho que el arte urbano tenga un valor más serio en el mercado.
When I put work up on the street and it's stolen, I'd rather it stay on the street for other people to see, but the way I look at it is I stole the space in the first place, so touche. And I respect the hustle. Somebody that says, I'm going to get this and I'm going to keep it for myself or I'm going to sell it, you know, that's, it might not be the greatest character trait for that person, but I can admire the ambition.
We are not stealing and not taking. Once Banksy and other graffiti artists paint the works on somebody else's properties, it's not his anymore. So it's legally and moral, the ownership is by the house owner. 10 days ago, there were street works, there were pieces of wall. Now, when we bring this to a serious art show, they become art.
People act like Banksy is some special person, and he's not part of the movement, but he's just one of us. You cannot have a Banksy painting behind a plaque of glass sitting on a wall, and then a guy comes and paints a tag next to it, and then you remove the tag. You might as well remove the Banksy. So I think that people should take the focus off Banksy and put it to the entire movement and protect the movement and help uplift it.
It's amazing the number of cities that are embracing street art at this point. And, you know, sometimes there's equal hatred for a tag as there is love for a really beautifully rendered mural. And what I always try to explain to people is that they're part of the same ecosystem, the same culture. So you can't have one without the other.
Then tagging, what we call tagging, that's art. That's still art. That's a graffiti artist beginning the fundamentals of his craft. Now the rest of y'all may not appreciate it as art, but it's part of our art. You gotta crawl before you walk. And every great street artist tagged or did graffiti before he did these beautiful pieces.
But I do think that there's a demonizing going on in regular society, in the media. It's always easy to put down the taggers and the graffiti artists because they are the scum. And I think that whole opinion amongst the public and politicians and law enforcement, that helps justify what happened to this young kid who got tasered to death.
It was last August when police say 18-year-old Israel Hernandez was caught spray painting the outside of a Miami Beach fast food restaurant. Cops say he ran. Miami Beach police used a taser on Hernandez, who was hit and passed away. After a lengthy investigation by the medical examiner's office, they concluded that Hernandez's death was accidental, caused by an electrical discharge.
Now here's my ideal. I'm just a nobody, and I put this out here. They shut down reefer. They killed that kid's life. That showed no respect for us and our art culture. I think what the cops did was egregious. It was wrong. I don't think they intended to kill Reefer that day, but somebody in overexuberance and doing their performance of their job killed the kid.
Kid was tagging, writing his name.
These Wynwood Street artists didn't want to be identified, but they say they knew Delbert Rodriguez Gutierrez as Dems, the name he spray painted on walls throughout the Miami area. The 21-year-old died Tuesday night. He was hit by a police car early Friday morning while fleeing after he was caught tagging a wall near Northwest 5th Avenue and 24th Street.
This is Wynwood. This is Art Basel. People come from all over the world to paint here. Why are the police even having task force to be busting anyone in Wynwood Art District?
That kid was doing the same thing that Banksy were doing. There's nothing different between it. So if you like Banksy, you have to take the side of that kid who died.